Detroit Tigers and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba alongside Kirk Gibson. Glad to have you with us here for Game 1 of this road trip. The Tigers just finished an outstanding homestand, Gibby. They won 8 out of 12, and they've got to be feeling pretty good about themselves right now.
Yeah, they do. And some people might say, well, the teams weren't that good, but they did play some very good teams. They beat the Angels and Ohtani and Trout and all that hoopla. And then they beat the Yanks after they got their butts kicked in the first game. I thought they showed a lot of character. They played aggressively. Their identity is coming out. The fans got behind them. They were excited to do that. The goose got loose. We were honking all over that Motor City. And every day they got to read in the paper how good and how much fun everybody was having. So that's a good affirmation and a good homestand.
All right, now if the Tigers are to challenge this here, they still have to get better on the road. They have not performed well on the road at all, and that begins here tonight.
Well, the numbers show it at 26 and 14 at home. And on the road, only 9 and 18. And, you know, you just look at the numbers, the run differential, the batting average is better at home, OPS, ERA, down the line. You know, why does that happen? Well, everybody pretty much plays better at home. But if you look at tonight, they did not have batting practice. The big monsters out there, they didn't have time to prepare. So there's a lot of nooks and crannies out here, and all ballparks are like that. So it's going to be a challenge for them. But they feel confident as they come into Fenway Park that they're going to play much better than they have so far this year.
All right, now here is the one big challenge tonight for the Tigers. It's a former Tiger, J.D. Martinez, who is really going off this year in Boston.
Well, he went off in Detroit as well. It's amazing. He's a 20th round draft pick years ago. It was at 2009. And you just look at the numbers and the way he swings the bat. He's just got a, you know, he's really found the way he hits. And Nick Castellanos takes a little bit after him, but he hits that ball down, he distributes it left field, right field, center field. He's got pop everywhere. 19 home runs, 50 RBIs, leads the league. His OPS, you see 59.2% hard hit. That's leads the league, and 50 home runs since 17 All-Star game. I mean, JD, we loved him in Detroit. We all know why they sent him on, and well, he'll be a challenge for us tonight.
Yeah, they're loving him here in Boston as well. After a short break, we'll send you back to the Coliseum Studios. Check in with Mickey York. Coming up in this one tonight, Tigers trying to keep a streak going. They've been doubling down or doubling up. 52 straight games with a two-bagger. Stay with us. Tigers Red Sox, Game 1 coming up next from Fenway. Game one in this series featuring the Tigers and the Red Sox. It'll cloudy, cool, and overcast this evening, but we will have baseball. The Tigers hoping for better things on the road here beginning tonight. Stephen Wright will be on the mound for the Red Sox, and here are the particulars on the right-hander.
7th game. He's been all in the bullpen this year. He's actually been piggybacking Drew Pomeranz. Tonight he gets his start. Knuckleballer. We haven't seen any of those this year. 95% of the time, maybe a little higher. He throws it hard, 75 mile an hour or greater. It'll be a good challenge for the Tigers tonight. Something new.
Yeah, and here is the starting lineup the Tigers will feature here tonight, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. And for Detroit, it'll be Martin, Castellanos, and Cabrera, your top 3 hitters. Vimart batting cleanup, then Jamer Candelario at third. James McCann will catch. Bottom 3 featuring Jones, Iglesias, and Dixon Machado.
Let's take a look at the starting defense of Boston, brought to you by Tim Hortons. Andrew Benintendi, a good one. He's been hot in left field. Jackie Bradley Jr. in center. Brock Holt, like this type of player, in right field. Rafael Devers at third base. Xander Bogaerts short. Eduardo Nunez at second. Mitch Moreland at first. Stephen Wright's thrown to Christian Vasquez behind the plate.
Tigers seeing a bit of an uptick in competition. They faced the Yankees yesterday in a doubleheader at the ballpark, and now they will take on the Boston Red Sox, who are managed by Alex Cora. First year as the skipper of the Red Sox, and well, so far so good for Boston. They come in at 41-19.
That's the best in bigs, isn't it?
It is. In first place in the American League East.
I tell you, come to Fenway Park, better be ready, because I remember being up 7-0 and then down 9-7 quickly. This ballpark, a lot of different nooks and crannies in it, and it can be very offensive. Got the green monster out there in left field, and everybody will be shooting at that. Of course, Boston's built for it, so you got to be ready to get into some tough games here, back and forth. Got to persevere.
And here we go. The first pitch is a strike called on Leonis Martin. Leonis batting .258, 7 home runs. He hit his 7th a couple of days ago at Comerica. It'll bounce in, and the count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Tigers haven't seen much of the knuckleball, if any, recently, and now they've got to deal with Wright here tonight in game 1.
Yeah, generally you want to see it up, because if it's low, it's going to be in the dirt.
That one almost hit him.
Yeah, you can see it's jumping around pretty good already. As I said, Stephen Wright throws it very hard. We're going to take a look at the grip. We show you the fastball. I got a feeling he's doing some fingernail work for this game. Look at no spin on. Woo.
Wright has worked exclusively out of the bullpen this year. This is his first start of the year. And Martin looks at a ball inside. Run the count to 3-1.
It'll be interesting to see how Vasquez, the catcher, handles the knuckler. Many catchers struggle, and usually, in general, good guys to run on knucklers.
That'll get away from the catcher Vasquez. Ball 4. Martin will go to first base. So with knuckleball pitchers, that can be an issue. The wildness and a leadoff walk for the Tigers.
Take a look at the umpires. John Tumpane behind the plate. Mike DeMuro at first. Jeremy Rehak at second. Mark Wegner, the crew chief, at third base. And Tumpane is slightly hitter-friendly umpire. He's been throughout his career. Top 15% of umpires when it comes to walks over the last 3 seasons.
Here is Nicholas Castellanos for the Tigers, again in the 2 slot here tonight. And Nick looks at a strike.
Some hitters do different things. One of the things is to move closer to the home plate. Others move closer to the pitcher. Because the knuckleball, you're trying to get it before it knuckles. If you watch, it'll work late here. So if you get up front, you hope to get it before it moves on you.
1 ball and 1 strike.
That was taught to me by Richie Hebner, who was from Boston area here. Because Charlie Huff, he would wear me out, and he said move up and move closer to the plate, and it just changes the perception also by the pitcher. It made it harder for him to throw a strike. It's on my way.
Well, we talked about the walks and how that can be an issue, and it has been so far this year in the relief appearances for Wright. He came in with 10 walks in 16 innings. He's already walked the leadoff man, Martin. Now the Tigers trying to take advantage. 1-2 on Castellanos. Nicholas came in at .333 tonight. Driven in the air toward left field and hit well. That ball is up and off the green monster. Benintendi will play it. Martin coming to third. They're going to send him home. Here's the throw to the plate, and he is out.
No, he didn't tag him, I don't think.
John Tumpain signaled out, but just as quickly Martin said, look at it, I scored.
Martin took his hand, put it by the catcher, Vasquez, I believe, touched right in the middle of the plate. Time to get loose.
Not sure he even tagged him.
Yeah, I don't think he did. He went around him. Got to have a better view than that to reverse it, though.
And here is the view. Ooh.
His hand's on the dish there. Can't really tell where the hand is.
And the Tigers will not challenge this. So apparently, after looking at the video, they have decided they're not going to waste a challenge here. It was not definitive. It'll be a double for Castellanos, his 20th of the year, but the Red Sox cut down a run at the plate. One away now for Cabrera. Miguel looks at a ball high. For Cabrera, a 6-game hitting streak going right now and a solid .315 batting average. He's had good numbers over the years versus the Red Sox, .310 overall. And Wright delivers on the outer edge. Cabrera not so sure. Miggy was the Tigers player of the month in April, then went on the disabled list and missed most of May. Way outside, so early on here, Wright has not been able to command that knuckleball. Very ominous looking here at the ballpark. They are saying no rain is scheduled. That's the good news, but it sure looks pretty mean out there. Rained earlier today. They had the tarp on the field earlier this afternoon. The 2-1.
Pretty hard right there, 77 miles an hour. That's, you can go through the history of the game. I don't think anybody threw the ball this hard with the knuckler.
Here's the 2-2. 3-2 now on Cabrera. Victor Martinez waiting on deck. This is the first start for Stephen Wright since last April. Now, he did have knee surgery last year, which shuttled his season for the most part. And he walked in, ball 4. 2 walks already for Wright. By the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the Tiger box to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. I know what you're thinking. It's still curly fries, and that's not going to change. Here's Vmart. Victor at 257.
They got the shift on him, but they're all shallow. Looks like they're still trying to go for that double play.
Strike call.
Victor's seen a knuckler or 2 in his career.
That's funny when you watch knuckleball pitchers. They can go through stretches where they just can't throw a strike, and all of a sudden they find that release point and they get it dancing, and they can be real tough to hit. And we'll see if the Tigers can take advantage of some early wildness in this game. Popped him up. Shallow center field. It's going to be Bogarts to make the catch. There are two gone.
Tell you, there's a couple things that can influence a knuckleball. The humidity is one of them. The temperature, the wind, big time. I don't know. That's blowing straight in from center field, left center field. That could very well blow in and hit the stadium and come back, and could be one of the reasons that Wright's having a hard time to find the strike zone. And Candyman, he's going lefty against him.
Well, I know you thought that perhaps he might go righty against him. A lot of times switch hitters will do that. And there's a strike called on the inside corner.
Looked like a slider.
Game time temp was around 60 degrees in that area, so it's rather cool here this evening.
Yeah, the clouds are freaky looking.
0-2 the count. Tigers had a runner thrown out at the plate in the first inning here. That put out, by the way, went 7-6-2. Got him, strike three. Candelario is caught looking. Thought it was inside, and the Tigers will strand a pair. On the mound for the Tigers, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Artie Lewicki getting a 7th start of the season. Record has no record. 360, threw better out of the bullpen. 12 strikeouts, 5 base on balls, and kind of a mix. Fastball, slider, curveball, and change. 4-pitch mix, location type pitcher.
Here is the lineup for the Red Sox, brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. It'll be Benintendi, Bogarts, and Martinez in the top 3 slots. Mitch Moreland batting cleanup, then Nunez and Holt, Devers, Vasquez, and Jackie Bradley Jr. They're without Mookie Betts. They are without Dustin Pedroia. They are both on the disabled list. So the Tigers get a bit of a break in that respect. Here is Benintendi. He has had himself a whale of a start to the year. 41 RBIs already for Benintendi.
He's been hot as of late, real hot.
Lewicki's 0-1. Slice toward left field. That's going to drop in. Base hit. Leadoff single for Benintendi.
Oakland University brings you the Tigers starting defense. Got Jacoby in left, Martin in center, Nicholas in right, Iglesias and Machado up the middle. Candyman at third base, Miggy over at first, and James McCann is catching today.
So there are the dark clouds again. We're not showing any rain here tonight, but it appears that a light rain is falling now here at the ballpark. Here is Xander Bogaerts. 281 batting average. This is a Boston team that has crushed right-handed pitching so far this year, so Lewicki is going to have to navigate through a pretty good lineup here.
They've got a good mix of youth and mid to late veteranship.
Here's the 0-1. Red Sox this year are 20-8 here at home. Alex Cora has a really good ball club to work with here in his first year as the skipper. Ron Renicky, part of his staff.
Good pitch, coach. Benintendi, 9 steals, caught 1 time. That's a 90% rate. That's pretty good.
Xander Bogaerts has knocked in 30 this year. He's been on base in 19 straight games. I would imagine, Gibby, that a guy like Lewicki here making his first start at Fenway Park, there's a lot that goes into, I guess, the aura of this ballpark. As you look at the slugging against right-handed pitchers for the Red Sox, that is tops. I mean, he's got to kind of control his motions here a little bit tonight.
Well, it is one of the oldest parks, and it's got a lot of character. You don't see them like this. I guarantee you that it's way different surroundings and look that he's pitched in probably in his career. But it's like any place else. You make good pitches, you get outs.
1-2, runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw down to second is
out.
In time. They got him. They strike him out, throw him out. The McCannon on display early here.
We always talk about around 3.3 seconds. I timed that from the beginning of Lewicki's motion to the ball being caught. 3.226 seconds. Looked like he came up short.
Oh, yeah, they're probably
keep it on him.
They're probably going to look at this. He
Yeah.
did keep it on him. Did he come off?
Good swim move.
Oh, he came off with the tag. I think he's going to be safe. They're going to look at it. That was a terrific slide there by Benintendi.
It was. Everything was good. You're usually going to get everybody in 3.26 seconds.
Showing it on the big board here at Fenway, and the crowd reacting. The rain, meanwhile, a little bit heavier now, starting to fall here at Fenway.
Now, if you look right there, Machado had to come up and get the ball. And the ball travels quicker if you stay back. He's in front of the bag. So little intricacies that can help you. But he had the throw was just a little bit over to the left side. See, if he could stay back on the bag and drop that tag straight down, you could probably get him for sure.
So they continue to look at this in New York, trying to decide whether or not he was safe or out.
I would have to say that he looked like he was safe, didn't it?
I would agree with that. That angle right there is not the best angle. The one we saw previously, I think, showed that he was safe.
Did he come off? I think that's what they're looking at, like right here.
Safe. So the call is overturned, and Benintendi gets his 10th steal in 11 tries. One away. That'll bring up J.D. Martinez. Early RBI chance for Martinez, who leads the league with 50 driven in. tower, and down goes Martinez. That'll wake you up.
Well,
how about that?
Those two teammates? Yeah, I don't know if this one just got away. They're definitely going to try and pound him in. Not up there, though. You know that it is raining. You never know. The balls get slippery. This field takes a lot of water. That's for sure.
Two and 0 the count on JD Martinez.
JD, he'll hit him here. He'll hit him here. He'll hit him there. All of his home runs are almost equally distributed. That's why he's such a tough hitter to defend, and he's got pop on him, as we know from watching him when he was in Detroit.
9 of his home runs this year have gone to the opposite field. The 2-0 is popped up. Shallow right field, charging toward the line, but back out of play. Castellanos motoring to the ball. It's out of play, 2-1.
Now this field, I'm going to talk about a lot of the nooks and crannies in it. And this, right here, Pesky's pole. What is that? Is that 300? It's right around 300 feet, right on the pole, but then it goes way out. Here's the dimensions right there. 302 on the line right there on the pole. But if the ball gets by here, it's going to go all the way around here. It could be inside the Parker. We'll go through some other areas here. We get a chance.
Another ball hit about the same area. Castellanos can't find it. His arms are up though. And Nick just threw his hands up as if to say, I have no idea where this ball is.
Yeah, it's twilight for sure. Thank goodness that the wind was blowing that way. So that ball goes up. He's just looking at here, and it looks good on TV compared to what it is. He doesn't see it.
That's scary.
Yeah. You want to look up. Usually you want to look at your infielders. They should be pointing. That's about the best you can do.
2-2 on Martinez. Benintendi at second with 1 out. Up and in, full count now, 3-2. Martinez 328 this year with men in scoring position. Here are his numbers overall.
OPS over 1,000. That's really good.
JD actually has 1 home run that he curled inside that pesky foul pole this year. 3-2 is hammered in the air high to left field. Way back. That ball has hit a ton, and JD Martinez has homered here. A 2-run shot in the first inning against Artie Lewicki. And that was a moonshot to left center. th home run of the year for Martinez.
Remember the first pitch of the at bat? Up and in. Now you know why. You got to try and keep it in there. You leave one out over, he's going to make you pay. This one's right down the middle, and he makes him pay.
Boy, Martinez has been everything the Red Sox had hoped he would be. 20 home runs now. The ball sliced toward left field, out of play.
That's a good at bat, and this is a real good ballpark for JD.
Mitch Moreland, the batter.
We had the debate just the other day about who was the best hitter in the game, and I picked Altuve. I thought the best pure hitter. Trout was picked. Craig and Rod picked Trout, and then I think Rod brought up JD Martinez is quickly coming onto the scene as a really good hitter as well.
Little chopper to first base, fair ball fielded by Cabrera. Lewicki will cover. 2 outs. Well, when you look at Martinez and you see all the home runs, all the RBIs, Then you look at the batting average column, and you're somewhat surprised sometimes to see that he's well over 300.
Yeah, he's learned how to control his barrel, and he doesn't have the conventional kind of come around swing or the trying to keep your hands above the ball swing. He drops that barrel straight down almost. So next time he comes up, we'll have a little something made up so you can see the dynamics of his swing is a little bit different than most. But he's a big, strong man, and he duplicates it. No matter what you do with your swing, you got to make contact with the barrel, and he does.
2 gone now for Nunez. Single by Benintendi, a 1-out homer for J.D. Martinez, and the Red Sox out to a 2-0 lead. Ron Gardenhire had his ball club come in here late in the early morning. They arrived about 2, finally got to bed around 3. Little chopper to second for Machado, and that'll end the inning. Red Sox scored first, 2-run shot by J.D. Martinez. Lead as we go to the second. Time now for the Lowe's whole team together. Tigers have come into this ballpark and played pretty good baseball. When you go back to the start of the 2014 campaign, they have won 8 of 12 here at Fenway.
There you see the rest. Those are all the Eastern Division. This park, you have to have a lot of depth. Again, it can wear you out. This is a very offensive park on most nights. When you got as much power as J.D. Martinez any night.
McCann leads it off.
He hit that ball right into the wind.
Strong man. Meanwhile, Stephen Wright was fortunate in the first inning. He walked a couple of batters, had a runner thrown out at the plate. And McCann looks at ball 3, so Wright continues with his control troubles. I would imagine that knuckleballers probably have a little bit more difficulty, and you touched on this, but even like the damp weather, if it's raining, cool, and he'll deliver ball 4. So it'll be another walk, leadoff man on.
Yeah, absolutely. With the grip, it's big with the knuckleball. I think I've watched many of them. They file their nails to get kind of sharp. They dig the nail right into the baseball. So it's not really, you know, they used to throw knuckles. If you watch Wright, we'll bring another one to you. It's actually the nail looks like it's right. Remember, was it Negro when he had the reach in his pocket,
yeah,
the file?
The file.
Now, I didn't think he was filing the ball. Is that Palermo who went out there?
I don't remember who the umpire was.
The umpire just kind of looking down at the Emery board that came out.
Jacoby fouls one back out of play.
No, you watch here. He's warming up. He's filing his nails as well, I'll bet. Oh, what do I got back there? Oh, I better get rid of this. I've seen a guy get thrown out of the game with one of those. Any tire? Got to have it all tonight.
Here's the 0-2 to Jacoby, and a little chopper left side of the infield. Devers charging. One play. Jones is out. Advance the runner.
But Devers, he's a pretty good young kid, and I think he's voted like top defender in the Eastern League, one of the minor leagues. So he came across there like he knew what he was doing, huh?
Made a nice play, but the Tigers down with the man in scoring position for one of their hotter hitters, Jose Iglesias. Iggy now with a 7-gamer going. Batting average up to .260. Jose, of course, started his career right here with the Red Sox. Ball high, 1-0.
Over 270 for Iglesias, runners in scoring position. He's really brought that up a lot lately. He was really anxious earlier in the year. Now he's much more patient, getting a good swing and a good pitch.
I was talking to Jose earlier this year when he started to break out of the early season slump, and I asked him, how you do something like that and how you maintain your poise about yourself when you get off to a slow start. And he said, as you get older and more experienced in this game, you realize you just trust yourself, and sooner or later it'll turn around. There's a strike call, 2-1.
I think he's responded really well to Ron Gardenhire as well. Gardy's watched him play. I think they've had probably 2, 3, 4 meetings. Just communication, learning how to represent certain things without offending your player.
3-1 now on Iglesias.
But I think Iglesias has played more consistently in all aspects of the game this year, early in the year, than I've seen him since he's been here.
I would agree. He put on an absolute show on the last homestand defensively.
Well, the one thing is he tends to play a lot up the middle, and doesn't use his backhand as much as most, but I know he's been working on it. I see Joe Vavra out there hitting him ground balls for batting practice, during batting practice. These guys take a lot of ground balls every day. Infielders, outfielders.
Ground ball again to Devers at third. Quick flip is in time for the out, and McCann will have to hold. 2 away now. Hey, by the way, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll be selecting the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's. Here is Dixon Machado. How about my Fires yesterday against a good Yankees team?
Yeah, he knows what to do. They had the little dust up with Herman, huh? Just watching that.
You keep calling Stanton Herman, which kills me.
I didn't name him.
I know, it's just
carrying it on the tradition.
Herman being Herman Munster, of course.
You watch, and that's a compliment about how strong he is. And I watched Fires. He went in there and got one up and in, and he had to hit him. And then he went back in there the next at bat. Not because you have to. As you can see what happened when you don't. To a guy like J.D. Martinez, Herman's just as strong or stronger. Did you used to watch that show, by the way?
The Munsters? Oh man, every day.
Who's your favorite character?
Oh, there were a few. Probably Cousin Ed.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah. Great character.
A wig running around. Actually, I wonder how much the wig got paid.
3-0 the count on Machado. You think the wig had an agent?
I don't know. Uncle Fester.
Uncle Fester was really good.
Light that light bulb up.
Yep.
Let's get a knock here.
3-0 is a strike on the outer edge. Machado 5 hits on the last homestand. The Tigers these days kind of playing it by ear. Gardy saying before the game today that he'll rotate guys in that second base position, whether it's Machado, Rodriguez, Goodrum.
Now, who were the people who used to always come over and end up running out of the house? Give me that one.
No, I don't remember that.
You don't?
No.
They're like selling real estate or something.
Well, they were normal people.
Well, so are the Munsters.
Sure. Little tapper back toward the mound, and Wright will make the play and avert another crisis. So leadoff walk into second, but no farther than that.
Selection of the 2018 MLB Draft, the Detroit Tigers select Casey Mize, a right-handed pitcher from Auburn University in Auburn, Alabama.
And Casey Mize yesterday selected #1 overall by the Detroit Tigers, who had the 1-1 pick. And Casey Mize, well, I think most people give you thought that he would be the #1 pick, and we're looking forward to seeing him throw.
Yeah, he's got good stuff, numbers, got control of all of his pitches. But, you know, it's a little different than what he's probably used to really throwing on Friday night right now, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
And now you might throw Monday, Friday sometime when you get along, or Monday, Saturday. But good talent. Heard nothing but good things about him.
Brock Holt is the batter. By the way, you've got a correction to make.
What?
Cousin It and Uncle Fester, they were in the Addams family, not the Munsters.
Jeez.
How did we do that?
I don't know. I guess they do know.
All right, I'm going to go with Eddie Munster then. There's a bounce out up the middle and one gone.
Gosh.
Here's Chevrolet's most dependable player. Here are the top 5 draft picks. The Tigers, of course, second day of the draft happening today. Saw Casey Mize. Parker Meadows, interesting choice. He is a high schooler out of Georgia with the Tigers' first pick in the second round. Cody Clemens, recognize that last name?
Oh, yeah.
Roger Clemens. And Adam Wolf on that list as well, another pitcher.
Well, we get this one right here. College, high school, college, high school, college. Kind of a good mix right there.
2 gone as Devers bounces out to Machado, and that'll bring up Christian Vasquez.
Yeah, that was my fault. We get in the Addams family.
Yeah, we mixed up 2 kind of bizarre 70s shows.
Well, it's the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Get mixed up for that.
Vasquez hitting only 191.
You ever have amnesia?
I can't remember.
That a boy. Every year you got to answer that question.
It was a layup. 0-1 on Vasquez.
That was a serious question. Come on, son.
Lewicki looking for the 1-2-3 second after allowing the 2-run homer in the first inning. That'll miss inside, and the count goes 1-1. Two balls and one strike. So the Tigers rotation has been hit so hard by injuries. Of course, Daniel Norris is out. Zimmerman's out. You've had the bullpen rocked a little bit too with injuries. Lewicki getting an opportunity here to pitch in the major leagues. Had a really good year in the minors last year. He is 26 years old, born in New Jersey, not that far from Fenway Park here. 5 minor league seasons, his ERA was about 3.5.
And back after last year, pitching last year. Got a taste. Back for more at Fenway Park tonight. God, it's a fun park to play in. Left field is a riot. Right here you got that big monster out there. The green monster they call it. All that, look at those steps right there, they'll get you. The ball could go anywhere if it hits that. It's a little ladder right there.
Up and in, that'll back him out of there.
So you got the ladder out here, then you got, that's the ladder, and look at this is sloped right here, this area right there. But it can hit that and go anywhere. That's why if you're a right fielder and a ball's hit over there, you have to sprint that way, all the way across the field. Let's do some workout tomorrow morning, you and I, Mario, on the ladder.
You know, I was about to ask you, how much would it take? Name your price to jump up on that ladder and climb all the way to the top of the Green Monsters.
Well, I couldn't jump it because it's about 14 feet.
I'll give you a boost.
From here to here, from the bottom of the ladder down to here, about 14 feet, I'm guessing. But this metal bottom section of the board right here is really hard, does not move.
Now the 3-2 again, and a bouncing ball to second. Machado will handle this one, and Lewicki with a much better second. 1-2-3, go the Red Sox.
First inning, Leonis Martin on first. Look at great play by Benintendi. He gets it, stops right here. Good relay throw and a good relay cuts him down. Now, stopping right here. See how he's set up to throw. Takes his time, makes a good strong throw, and then look at this relay man. Just like turning a double play, and look, he'll get rid of this really quick. And that they scored 2, so that's 3-run difference by that play.
So we go to the third top of the order coming up. It's Martin, who walked in the first. Stephen Wright has had 5 3-ball counts to the first 9 batters to start this game. So he has yet to find the field, and now he's gone to 2-0. (3-0) the count. There's another 3-ball count.
Yeah, he's not even getting his fastball over. That was a fastball, wasn't it?
So it's yet another 3-ball count with Castellanos waiting on deck, and there's a strike call. Right at the knees.
It's very hard to catch these knuckleballs. It's hard to call them too by the umpire. It's very challenging. I guarantee you he's would rather have another pitcher. I mean, they're professionals and they grind it out, but it's very tough. You get a good one with Charlie Huff was throwing against the Tigers years ago. He had a no-hitter going and 8 passed balls. So the umpires wear some of those as well. Imagine that, no and losing.
Well, 3-2 now on Martin. In the air towards center field. Bradley is on the run, still going to the wall to make the catch. They almost put a charge into that one, but it fell a tad short. Hey, enjoy the Lining Summer Party Packet every Friday and Saturday Tigers home game. Package includes a game ticket and a voucher for beer starting at just $19 per person. If you'd like tickets, go to tigers.com/lining. One gone now for Castellanos. Nick loves to swing at the first pitch, but Gibby, when you see a guy struggling to throw strike one, do you tend to go up there taking him?
I think he's so confident that his recognition is so good. He saw that one up right there, he'd let it go. I know that he was saying in the locker room, I love to hit knucklers, and the question was asked, what do you do different? I swing harder, he said. That's generally not what you would say, but
there's another knock for Castellanos, who is 2 for 2.
look at, he just sees it, just says pull off it. He's got good timing mechanism. See, no spin on the ball at all, just tumbles. You got Castellanos again tonight?
I do.
Yeah, no wonder. He's got more points tonight than he's had in Rod and I's both. And that's not belly aching. Look at you smile. That's a terrible smirk on your face.
That sounds like belly aching to me.
Facts.
By the way, Nick is 5 for 8 against Wright in his career now. Here's Miggy. Fouled away 0-1.
Well, Miggy.
JD Martinez hit a 2-run shot in the first inning. And that is the difference so far. Number 20 for JD. Bouncing ball to short. Bogarts to second one in the relay, and plenty of time for a double play. 6-4-3. We're headed to the bottom of the third. Here it is, 2-0 in favor of the Red Sox. We go to the bottom of the third. Artie Lewicki goes back to the hill. Strike one to Jackie Bradley. Benintendi to follow, and then Bogarts. Bradley having a very slow start to this year, batting 192. He's got a couple of home runs. Check swing foul. So Lewicki has retired 5 straight since the 2-run shot by J.D. Martinez. Tigers have a short 3-game series here in Boston. Then it's right back home where they have played so well. Here's the 0-2. Tigers on the road this year are 9-18. We talked about that at the top of the telecast tonight, and that's one number they're hopeful of turning around while maintaining their good fortunes at home. Low and away, 2-2 now on Bradley. 13 RBIs in 13 games versus the Tigers. His last 13. He's been productive against Detroit. Now the 2-2. The Red Sox are certainly missing Mookie Betts out of their lineup. He is on the DL right now. And Mookie was batting .359 with 17 home runs.
Oblique, right?
Oblique.
Yeah, you see a lot of those this time of year. Players come out of the gate, you spring training, you get in shape. All these makeups, the double plays, or these double headers. And guys start to feel things and they keep pushing through it. You know, you really don't know. You feel things almost every day in your body, so you don't really know. And sometimes it's kind of one of those things, well, I'll just push through it. Sometimes it just goes away, and other times it does not. Mookie Betts is on the shelf.
I think most guys, Gibby, try and push through it. There's that fine line when you realize that, you know, you might need some time as opposed to trying to push through it.
But how much time do you need? You really never know.
You don't know, and that's,
then you go into rehab.
Grounder up the middle into center, base hit. Just out of the reach of Lewicki. Leadoff single. We bring in Johnny Kane.
Yeah, you guys touching on the double headers the Tigers have had to play, and you hit it on earlier in the broadcast, Mario. Essentially, you play 3 games in 2 days. Yesterday, split the doubleheader against the Yankees. Got on an airplane at 12:30 a.m. Got to Boston about 2 a.m. By the time you bust to the hotel, got your luggage to the room, everybody hit the pillow at about 3 in the morning. And Ron Gardner, I asked him about the challenges of the schedule here in the early going, especially going into this series opener against Boston. He said, you know, you worry about the guys obviously getting beat up over 18 innings yesterday, but he says it's harder on the older guys like me. But in all honesty, James McCann had said what it does to the body, it hurts your body recovery. You know, most of the guys, obviously, Gardy was able to use quite a bit of his roster, quite a few different guys, so not everybody's on their feet for 18 innings. But, you know, McCann said best thing you can do is try to get into bed, try to get some rest, sleep in a little bit longer. But basically, it's going to take 2 days. You do the same thing. Come back home tonight, try to sleep in a little bit tomorrow, and try to play catch-up as far as rest is concerned.
Well, I think players, like most people really, are creatures of habit. So when you get in at around 3 and get to bed at 4-ish, it's really hard to get back onto that schedule.
So the water trickles into recovery. This is a cup and it's that full. Okay, you got it?
I got it.
So when you play a doubleheader, the water goes out of the cup.
Right.
So then the recovery portion, the water drips back in the cup. Let me draw it again.
Yeah.
So
quickly.
after the water levels down here, I'm just giving you an example. You recover it, gradually comes up. Hopefully by the game, you have another full tank. Does that make sense?
Pictures with Gibby.
Well, I had a long day.
Well, I mean, you explained it beautifully.
So recovery, you're trying to fill your tank back up, but when you play 2 games like that, what we got here?
What's going on here?
We got earmuffs.
Yeah, apparently Gardy has signaled to the umpiring crew.
He tagged him over there.
Either that or they want to make sure that your drawings were accurate.
You want me to go again?
No, no, we're gonna
Probably don't.
we're gonna take your word for it.
So now we got time. You get it though? Is that?
I do.
I think he tagged him. Watch it.
Here's a better look.
Let's go. Oh, he's out.
Seems that way.
I don't know if they got enough cuts to do that one. That was an interesting pick over there. Interesting return. Bradley has.
Oh yes, called him out.
6 steals. He's not going to steal this time. Good job by the Tigers video review squad. He just kind of got crossed up going back, and Lewicki threw the ball over there nice. Oh, yeah. He gone.
So they're empty now. Benintendi is the batter. He singled, stole a base, scored a run on the homer by J.D. Martinez. And he drives this one down the right field line, foul.
One more look at that pickoff. This has been in real time. Looked like he was just got his feet crossed up. Good tag by Miguel. He was talking to the umpire, and Guardian the squad was on it. We got to get the updated numbers on their appeal. They've done really well against it. Get it in the dirt here.
Bouncing ball right side, Iglesias. And there are 2 gone now. That is a 6-3 ground out.
Not to me.
We'll bring up Xander Bogaerts. If you're looking at Gibby's scorecard, it's
No.
just a C.
The C where the guy caught the ball.
You know, we've delved into this many times before, but again, the letter C is just so arbitrary.
Do you want me to change it to a G?
A G would make more sense.
Then that's an extra line that's messed my card up. The G part.
Bogaerts cuts and misses. Strikeout victim in the first. Here's Mookie Betts. This is a still very deep lineup without Betts, but he is a difference maker. 0-2.
Yeah, Brock Hope, kind of a utility guy. He's a real good player, replacing Betts in the lineup tonight. Veteran utility guy.
Red Sox, we mentioned, off to a great start this year. They were 17-2 to start the season. There were many people that thought they might catch 35-5. Didn't happen.
Last couple of years, had a chance. A couple of them had a chance. That's the thing about it. It blows your mind is what it really means to be that, because it seems like clubs are going to do it, and then it's just very hard to duplicate. But it doesn't guarantee anything, you know.
No, sure doesn't.
We felt like Toronto was right on our butts. Wiki, when he's kept the ball down, he's got a lot of ground balls.
For as good as New York has played, there are the standings. Boston at 41-19.
Because they got 4 more games, huh? They got lucky with the rain. Yes, he did.
He went around, strike 3. And Bogaerts is out of there. That'll be it for the Red Sox. Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Pastime. our first and only visit to this ballpark this year. And it's going to be Martinez, Candelario, and McCann facing Stephen Wright, who has battled control problems, but has been helped out by a double play, a runner thrown out at the plate.
And a very good knuckleball.
And it's fouled back out of play. So Vmart is 0 for 1 with a pop-up.
I was talking earlier about how Wright was coming in after Pomeranz, and he just throwing zeros up there. So here he gets to start tonight. He's got zeros up there through 3.
High fly ball left center field. Benintendi is under it. Vmart is 0 for 2, 1 gone.
Well, knuckleballers, not many of them in the game. We're going back. This is Charlie Huff. He's the first guy really that I went against. You can see how he did it. And he really taught us, the young Tigers, how to try and hit the knuckleball. We learned to move our feet, move around in the box. We've got several other knuckleballers that we will bring to you. Got Tom Candiotti. Got Necro.
Tim Wakefield here in Boston.
Tim Wakefield, yeah.
In fact, Wakefield and Huff were very instrumental in helping Stephen Wright out when he began throwing a knuckleball, because Wright was a conventional pitcher early in his career with Cleveland, then kind of transitioned to the knuckleball. And both Tim Wakefield and Charlie Huff, more than 200 major league victories each. So they found a way to make a really good career with that pitch.
You could see that Charlie, he dropped down and do all that kind of stuff.
Candelario struck out in the first inning, 0 for 1.
Just about every team, they come out to play catch every day. Somebody will have a knuckleball that they try to work on.
Yeah, it's a good point. And in fact, when Wright first started thinking about throwing the knuckleball, it was that because of that very reason. A lot of his teammates noticed that he would mess around playing catch before games with a really good knuckler. Ooh, swing and miss. Candy just couldn't stay back on that. 2 gone.
Yeah, it's weird motion for sure.
Menards brings you the big money encounter. Talking about knucklers, here's how my partner Kirk Gibson did against some of the famed knucklers.
The Candy Cane, Necro. Yeah, I did it. Charlie, though, he got me early in my career. I put Gaylord Perry in there because he had a pitch that was something like a knuckleball because it slipped out of his hand, and I kind of included him in that. He used to do a little dance with his fingers between every pitch, make it look like he was putting something on the ball, which he did occasionally.
Occasionally.
But I saw him out one night, and he's like, "That's the best spitball I ever threw." But it was only strike 1, so we got it.
Well, apparently you figured out how to hit knucklers, because your numbers across the board there were pretty good.
Not good enough.
1 and 2 the count on Wright.
But right here. He throws it very hard. So here's Gaylord Perry. Check this out. This is what you look at. You're standing in the batter's box. He'd never be able to go nowadays because you got, what, 12 seconds?
Right.
Perry across the field.
They would frown upon this in today's game right here.
Yeah, it was a mental game. But, you know, they go out and check him occasionally. They never seem to find anything.
Well, what did they think that was? A nervous tick? What did they think he was doing? He was loading the baseball
It was
up.
just sweat, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know. Slippery sweat.
It'll bounce in. 3 and 2 now on McCann. Jacoby Jones on deck. McCann had a walk back in the second.
Now, could you imagine Gaylord facing Mike Hargrove? That's about a 60-second pitch.
Chopper to the shortstop. A lot of ground balls tonight for the Tigers. Bogaerts throws him out. And the Tigers go 1-2-3 here in the 4th.
energy, know your own power. Full count, first inning. After an appeal at second base on Benintendi, J.D. Martinez over the monster. Got a hold of it. The Tigers trail 2-0.
20 homers now for J.D. Martinez. He'll get it started here in the fourth. 52 RBIs as well.
J.D. playing the outfield. Is it mostly left field he's playing, or left and right? And then designated hitter.
Here are the home runs he has hit by direction. 59 to right field. 44 to center. The one he hit in the first inning was a high towering drive. And Lewicki starts him off with ball one outside.
Remember, Lewicki in the first at bat came up and in on JD. And you're still gonna have to keep mixing it in there. JD looks like he's moved away from the plate a little bit.
Yeah, he sure has.
I'd be waiting for it.
He went around.
Yes, he did.
Mike DeMuro down at first. The Tigers are playing him to pull. They are shifting to the left side of the infield.
He's throwing him away. Both pitches in this at bat so far.
Rolled foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Martinez.
So strong middle to middle in. It really gets behind the swing. It's like the Tigers have tried to move away from JD. And I don't know, we'll have to look and see if he's moved away from the plate a little bit, anticipating a ball inside.
Pulled on the ground to third. A hot shot grounder to Candelario, who threw it away. Martinez on his way to second, and he is in there standing up.
It's a wet baseball. Didn't get a seam. He might have broke the fingernail too. Remember, we had the rain not too long ago. This ball, look at it take off. Yeah, he might have did something to his finger there. That ball caught him. Hopefully, he didn't break anything. Definitely jumped up and got him.
And it's definitely painful right now, enough to have Doug Teeter, the head athletic trainer, come out to take a look.
Well, it's stinging, but that ball, if we can get a shot and slow it down, that was a hot shot right there. It hits one hop. He looked like he had it easy, but the ball really took off. He probably couldn't feel his finger. He's usually very accurate throwing to first.
It'll be an E5 on the throw. Candy's coming out.
Yeah, he may have something with the finger.
So Candelario will leave the game. Ronnie Rodriguez will take over at third base. And bat in the 5 spot in the lineup.
I'm glad I've got it capped off at -2. Hopefully Candy doesn't have to go get an x-ray and everything's okay.
Well, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app, take Fox Sports Detroit and Tigers baseball with you wherever you go. Made available by Oakland University. Well, Lewicki now trying to pitch out of this jam here with the leadoff man at second. Mitch Moreland will step in for the Red Sox. Playing to pull on Moreland. Ball 1. Iglesias has swung around toward the opposite side of the bag at second. In there, a strike called, 1-1. Moreland, a slick fielding first baseman, also having a fine season with the bat. .303 average, 10 home runs. He has knocked in 30. And typically has had good numbers over the years, whether as a Ranger or a Red Sox against the Tigers. Missing low and in, 2-1.
Well, Lewicki, because of the error, you just can't get the double play ball. And try and get a strikeout here if you can.
Pulled foul, just foul down the right field line. That would have scored a run. Moreland has done good work at home this year. .344 at Fenway Park. He killed the Tigers last year. He batted over .500 against the Tigers in the season series last year. Now Lewicki with the 2-2. Line drive to center, base hit. Martin charging. They're going to hold the runner at third. So Martinez will stop there. It's a single for Moreland.
Well, Moreland, he's got big reach. Goes out over the plate and gets this. Remember that wet grass. Leonis takes his time to make sure he gets the hop. But the reputation of the arm stops the runner at third. J.D. Martinez.
And it's a well-deserved reputation for Leonis Martin in terms of his throwing ability out there in center field. 53 outfield assists since 2013. Those are big numbers for a center fielder.
Yeah, if you're the Tigers right now, I'd take the double play if I could get it.
Nunez looks at a ball high, 1-0.
Got to get out of this inning. Maybe one run. Cannot be multiple.
Ground ball to third, diving try by Rodriguez, can't get it into left. That'll be a base hit and an RBI for Nunez, and Boston leads 3-0.
Got the ground ball, just unable to get it. They hit the ball very sharp. Ronnie Rodriguez is just in the game. Gets his glove on it. JD trots home.
15th RBI of the year, and Nunez was hitting just over 200 with men in scoring position before that at bat. Still nobody out. McCann makes a mound visit. And now Brock holds.
Wiki needs to get back on track here. Nobody warming up in the bullpen. Ron Gardner needs innings. His team needs innings right now.
Ball one. Yeah, it's a good point, and that's where that doubleheader followed by a 3-game series here in Boston really challenges a manager. Games here tend to be long. Bullpens tend to be stressed.
Lots of pressure on both teams.
The 1-0. Holt is 0 for 1 with a ground ball. Low ball 3, and now the situation is tightening here for Lewicki with nobody out.
Yeah, he was throwing the ball pretty good. They got some hits. Now he's having trouble throwing strikes. See some of the guys in the bullpen moving around.
He'll take 3-1. Brock Holt has done his best work with men in scoring position this year. 409.
He's as good a utility guy there is right now, I think. Hits lefties, good with runners in scoring position.
And he's just taken a walk, and that will load the bases. So the first 4 have reached here, although the first one reaching on a throwing error.
There you see 37 strikes, 23 balls, total of 60. It's going the wrong way right now, and here comes Chris Spazio. So Lewicki, we were looking at earlier, much sharper. He's got the fastball, the slider, the curveball, and the change. There you see right here, this is going to be a fastball. Just look at his release points. Looks like the change up right there. See the fade on it. Not getting it down. There's the slider. See, he let go of that one too far back. So he's had trouble as the game has progressed, commanding his release point and his pitches. It's got him in trouble.
So he's had 60 right now, and this is a critical juncture of the ball game with the bases loaded, a run in and nobody out.
There's your breakdown of pitch usage tonight. Fastball, slider, curveball, occasional change. Warwick southpaw warming up in the pen.
Here's Rafael Devers. Number 7 hitter is 0 for 1 with the ground ball. The Tigers certainly would take one of those right now.
1, 2, 3.
Strike 1 in the inside corner. Moreland at third, Nunez at second. Brock Holt has just walked. He's at first. Candelario's out of the game, injured a finger, it appeared, on the ground ball by Martinez to start this inning.
Hopefully it's not broke.
Right back up the middle, it should be 2. They'll tag the bag 1, and Iglesias will turn the double play. A run will score, but the Tigers certainly will take the double play there.
Right to him. They're hitting the ball very firm. I think he just takes it by himself. Tigers got 2 down. They got 1 more to go to get out of this inning. 4-0 Red Sox.
Moreland scores on the play, and here is Vasquez. He also grounded out. There's ball 1. Nice stop by McCann on the backhand.
We're talking in the open about coming into a ballpark, why you play better at home or in the road. I was talking about how they couldn't get here on batting, to take batting practice because it was raining. I'm just thinking back to that play by Candyman where the ball jumped up and got his finger. You know, this is different grass. You put the water on top of it. You haven't taken any ground balls. It's very tough. Right now has some influence on where the game's at.
Well, I would think this ballpark, with all the intricacies that it has and how different that it is, this is really the one ballpark you would love to come out and BP and kind of learn the nooks and crannies again.
Yeah, usually you do early BP and then regular BP on the first day in here. The grass is different. The dirt is different.
Now he's gone 3-0. Jackie Bradley waiting on deck.
Yeah, right here. Just there's like if the ball's hit right down the third baseline, this jets out over here, and the ball will come right back here. You're a shortstop. You got to be awake. Got to get over there and help your left fielder.
He walked him. Second walk in the inning for Lewicki. That'll put him at the corners now. And it'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Jackie Bradley Jr. Red Sox have scored 2 more here in the 4th, but Lewicki got a big double play ball with the bases loaded.
Those walks run your pitch count up.
Bradley singled and then was picked off first base. Ball 1.
.67 pitches for Lewicki here in the bottom of the 4th.
In there, a strike called. It is the 24th pitch of the inning for Lewicki. Seems like it's been a lot more, but the double play has really helped him out.
Ron Gardenhire thinking, what do I want to do here? Do I leave him in? I need him to go farther. Softball is still getting ready.
Missed badly inside, made Bradley skip out of the way. 2-1.
The other thing about getting somebody up in the bullpen, if you don't use him, you set him down, then he has to get up later, or he doesn't even pitch. That's, you have to give some consideration of getting a guy up and then not using him. Or if he gets really hot, then it takes a lot out of him.
Missed again. 3-1. So now he's up to 70. 26 here in the 4th inning. So when you got your pitching cards every day as a manager to tell you who was available in the bullpen, would they have how many times he was up?
Yeah, absolutely. It's on a calendar. How many times he's up, how hot he got, how many pitches he threw.
Runner goes from first, and it's ball 4. That's another walk. That's going to reload the bases. That's going to be it. Here comes Ron Gardenhire. 3rd walk in the inning for Lewicki. And the young man will not survive the 4th. So Warwick Soppold comes running in from the bullpen. The Tigers go to the pen. We'll be back.
Lewicki, you know, Lewicki grew up in Ridgeville, New Jersey, only about 200 miles from here in Boston. Has some family and friends in the crowd today. Ron Gardenhire was saying earlier, all he wanted Artie to do was do what he's been doing. This is his 7th appearance for the Tigers, but of course his first start. Wanted him to use all his pitches, try to get ahead in the count as best he could, but he knows it's a difficult park to play in. Got to control your emotions, and certainly the error there with Candelario didn't help either to extend this inning, guys.
It did not, and so Lewicki is out of the game, and now it's going to be Soppold trying to keep the Red Sox at bay here as Benintendi stands in. And he drives one foul out of play, 0-1.
Yeah, these guys right here, they swing the bat 4-0-4 with runners in scoring position. As a team, 290. They lead the American League. So you don't want to put them in positions that they excel at. One thing the Tigers would like to pick up a little bit. They're about 245 or so.
Numbers on Soppold and the wall side windows change. Benintendi is 1 for 2. Ground ball right side, and it's going to be gloved there by Machado. That'll end the inning. Big out there from Soppold. They'll leave him loaded. We get 2 more.
No matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Well, the Tigers have some work to do now. They're down 4-0 as we go to the 5th inning. Bottom 3 coming up. Arnie Lewicki knocked out of this ball game, and so could have been a lot worse. Soppold came on, got a big ground ball with the bases loaded. And now it's going to be Jacoby Jones to get things started here in the 5th.
Need some runners.
First one is in there for a strike. Started Jacoby out with the fastball.
About the second one he's thrown today, maybe 3.
0-2. Right, got the Tigers in order in the 4th. He battled his control in the first couple of innings, walking 2 in the 1st and then 1 more in the 2nd. Seen a couple of balls go to the backstop tonight, but by and large, Vasquez done a pretty good job against the knuckler, or behind the plate for the knuckler.
Yeah, nobody on. He's not going to try and stop that as much as he would have Sky on.
2-2 on Jones. Jacoby a 5-3 ground out.
Tigers with 2 hits so far. Only. Wright is settling in.
Swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout now for Stephen Wright. Join Detroit Tigers vacations for the 2018 road trip to see the Tigers take on the Cubs at Wrigley Field July 2nd through the 5th in Chicago. Package includes round-trip transportation, hotel accommodations, game tickets, plus visits from select Tigers alumni. 313-471-2550, 313-471-2550, and come on out to Wrigley Field with us. Great ballpark to see if you haven't been there.
Wrigleyville?
Wrigley Field will happen in place.
I heard a couple Tiger alums going to be on that trip, and they're not boring.
Well, let's see. I could probably pinpoint one of them.
Am I related to him?
Yes. So what you're telling us is that Rosie is possibly going to be there.
Well, I thought I got an email blast, and because I'm a season ticket holder, and that was what I read, that they're on some trip. I think it's the Cub one.
2-1 on Iglesias, over 1 with a ground ball.
Let me just say there's a disclaimer before you go on that trip.
What's your disclaimer?
Yeah, well, I think much was the same that I got my families mixed up earlier today. He gets me mixed in with that. I'm not sure I was there at some of these things. Go.
That is a swing and a miss, and Iglesias didn't go. 2 gone.
Yeah, had he ran here, I think he could have beat it out. Thought maybe it went off the end, but just missed again. And Jose either, look at that thing knuckle. Not one revolution the whole way.
Why didn't you run?
He must have missed where it went. I don't know. Gardy came out for something here. Must have lost view of the ball where it went.
Back-to-back strikeouts now for Wright, who has fanned 4 in this game. Here is Machado. Mentioned earlier, this is the first start for Stephen Wright since April of last year, 2017. He had knee surgery last year. In fact, the same knee surgery that Dustin Pedroia had, and Pedroia is still on the DL, or was put back on the DL after being activated.
A couple of games, didn't he?
Yeah, came back and then real quickly he was put back on. Little chopper back to the mound. Wright will handle it, and Machado is out. Tigers go 1, 2, 3 in the 5th. Red Sox batting now in the bottom of the 5th. Tigers down 4-0 in this ball game. It'll be Xander Bogaerts to lead things off for the Bo Sox. Bogarts then J.D. Martinez, Mitch Moreland. Warwick Soppold came on, got a ground ball with the bases loaded in the 4th inning to close out that frame. High, dry, deep in the air to right center field and deep, and this ball is gone. Into the Red Sox bullpen, a leadoff homer for Xander Bogaerts.
That ball jumped.
Didn't it, though?
First pitch, right out over the plate, did try and pull it. The crowd erupted as soon as he swung and made contact with that ball. He got out here really quick. See how strong this kid is. Fastball up in the zone, right off the sweet spot.
Number 9 for Bogaerts. And right through the hat of one of the Red Sox relievers.
That's a long poke.
Here's J.D. Martinez. 5-0 Boston. Martinez rips one down the left field line. That'll go to the wall. Jones digs it up. And Martinez wide turn, heads back. And he is in there. Ball got away from Miggy. On base for the 3rd time, J.D. Martinez.
Well, we got Tigers gave 3 walks out of the last 4 hitters. Last inning, the Red Sox are sensing they're trying to get strike 1, and they're ready. Bogaerts and now J.D.
Jacoby, a nice job of playing that ball off the wall.
She did. Good relay throw. I think he could have held on to this, maybe would have had it.
Here is Mitch Moreland. Got word on Jeimer Candelario, a jammed middle finger for Jeimer, forcing him to leave the game. Moreland a single and a ground out. He has scored a run. In the air to center field on a line. Here is Martin sliding, can't get it. Martinez will go to second and stop there.
Everything's falling.
3 straight hits now for the Red Sox.
Leon just had a really good jump on this. He almost had it. See him on the backhand there. Couldn't get close enough to it. 2 on. Nobody down.
Here's Eduardo Nunez. Singled and knocked in a run in the 4th inning. Red Sox now have 8 hits. Tigers only 2 against Stephen Wright. Way inside, and McCann had to leave the crouch to go get it. And time call now. We'll get another mound visit.
I think he might have got crossed up. But he needs a double play, first to second, nobody out. Got to get the ball down. See if they wave this off. No, they gave him one. I thought he got crossed up the way Jim changed it out there. I wouldn't expect that to happen.
Nunez drives one in the air to left field. Jacoby turns around. It's off the wall. Martinez will stop at third base there, loaded up. Nobody out. 4 straight hits.
Nardi's in a tough situation here. These are line drives. Solid contact. Doesn't seem to be able to get the ball down. You don't want to burn your whole pin up. You're going to have to stop these Red Sox from the roll they're on.
Well, the Red Sox are used to coming up with the bases full. They have 6 grand slams this year.
Yeah.
They had none last year.
1, 2, 3 double play.
Brock Holt, the batter. They had him loaded a couple of times in the 4th inning. Now they've loaded him again here in the 5th. Two and 0. Red Sox have had 3 batted balls in this inning better than 105 miles an hour.
Right here, he throws a fastball. We're going to whack it. He's got to throw something secondary down with some good deception. There you
Strike
go.
call.
Good pitch right there. Down and away.
2-1 on Holt. Bouncing ball right side. Machado has one play. They get the out there. A run will score. RBI for Holt. Martinez comes in to score.
3rd run from JD tonight.
Nothing Boston now. 2nd and 3rd, and the infield is coming in.
I made reference to being ahead 7-0, only to be behind 9-7 in this park. It can't happen quickly. You've always got to make sure that you don't give in and you try and cut this inning off. They get a couple runs, you just want to stop them from as many as you can.
Devers knocked into a double play in his last at bat. He was 0 for 2.
As a player, that's what I'd be saying. Make sure I make my plays, make my pitches.
Which illustrates the point you just made a little bit earlier. You want to try and save your bullpen by keeping Soppold out there, or any pitcher that is struggling, but also in the back of your mind, you know that you have an opportunity to come back. Way outside, and now 3-0.
We've had a lot of 3-ball counts here in the last inning or so, inning and a half. They're just going to walk in and put him on.
We'll reload the bases. Devers gets the intentional pass, and now Vasquez will stand in. Ground ball gets you out of this inning.
Four walks in the last inning and 2/3.
Red Sox have had the bases loaded 4 times now in the last 2 innings.
4 singles as well. 4 walks, 4 singles, 4 runs.
Vasquez had a walk in his last at bat. Boston threatening to bust this thing wide open here. And Soppold desperately needs a ground ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Wonder what Gardy's thinking, huh?
Well, you've been here.
Yeah, there's a lot going through. Gardy's pretty sharp on making his mind up quick. He's been through it many times.
Now the 1-1.
Find a way to make a good pitch.
Lewicki threw 71 pitches before he was taken out in the 4th inning, and now Soppold is up to 18.
Vasquez did hit a ground ball his first at bat, walked his second. Looking for a double play here.
Two and 2.
194, runners in scoring position. This is the guy you want. This is where, being in the National League, you get down to the bottom. You know who's down there, right?
Pitcher. Number 9.
Number 9 here is Jackie Bradley Jr., who's on deck.
2 and 2 on Christian Vasquez. Crowd starting to get into it now. Low, ball 3 and no room.
Got to throw him a slider. It's got to be a strike though. Want that double play ball. Either jam him in with the heater, get that good slider.
This is the 7th man to bat in the inning. They sent 8 men to the plate in the 4th. Now time called as Vasquez steps out.
A lot of time between pitches. It seems this park's always kind of a slow pace when you get situations like this because there's a lot of them.
Now the 3-2. Ground ball up the middle. Machado, Iglesias, and a double play.
That a kid?
Just in the nick of time, the Tigers turned 2 in each of the last 2 innings.
Home run in the first inning after Benintendi got on. Then the Red Sox 4th inning loaded the base twice, scored 2 runs on the Nunez plating, and then Xander Bogaerts with the solo home run in the 5th inning. Tigers, however, have limited the damage. It is 6-0, but they've got 2 double plays in the last 2 innings to hold it to a 6-0 lead, and it's, I'm telling you, it's doable in this park.
Yeah, they are certainly within striking distance. Top of the order coming up here. It's Martin, Castellanos, and Cabrera. Bouncing ball. It is a fair ball. How about that? Curled right over the bag, and Martin is out.
Tigers have hit a lot of those. That knuckleball's got a good finish on it. You see him hitting right off the end of the bat, just little numbers. Well, it did. See the spin on that?
Yep.
Bounced right over the bag.
You could tell Moreland was going into foul ground to field that ball. Then he had to put on the brakes. Nicholas Castellanos.
Two for 2 for Nick, double and a single.
Right, had gone first pitch strike an 8 straight before that one. And that is much different than what he was doing early in this game when the Tigers had him on the ropes in the first inning. Single double for Nick.
A lot of vertical movement. I think Gardy's talking to Martin about maybe not running down there. Can't take it for granted. Looks bad. Gardy's really good about mean, he doesn't get mad about things, but he does have a need to talk to his players about little things.
1-2 on Nick.
He knows they're going to make mistakes, but I think he's told me that at some point in the season, you know, you don't want to see repeat mistakes. He's real good, and the team respects when he talks to him about those mistakes.
Swing and a miss. Castellanos is out of there and strikes. 2 gone. It's 9 in a row retired by Wright. Time now for the Bernstein advantage. Highest career OPS among actives in this ballpark. Got a couple of them in this game.
JD, Miggy. I said earlier, this is a good park for JD. You can see by the offensive production. The other thing is they put him in the outfield. Left field's perfect for him. You know, he's a big guy, runs average, but it's a small outfield in left field. Not much room to cover at all. All he's got to do is turn around. Kind of reminds me of Tiger Stadium in right field.
Ground ball, third base side, levels out for Devers. And Cabrera's out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Stephen Wright, who has settled into this one nicely. 6-0 Boston. He's had a little bit of rain falling during the game, but that apparently is cleared down now. The Red Sox lead this one by a score of 6-0. Warwick Soppold back to the hill as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Jackie Bradley Jr. leads it off. He'll be followed by Benintendi and Bogarts.
Well, this game, looking back at it, we're talking between the innings here. We had the first inning break, or not break, by Benintendi. He was ruled out and then ruled safe after video replay. And the home run by JD. Tigers have not had any breaks, and they just seem to be a little bit tired. I mean, I just think in their schedule last week, the doubleheader yesterday, getting in here at 3:30, and they're still pushing. But it just reminds me of one of those days where sometimes you push the pedal and it's not there.
Yeah. Well, and there was a lot of momentum shift early in the game, as you mentioned. The Tigers had a runner thrown out at the plate instead of 1-0. They gave up the 2-run homer to JD, and all of a sudden it's 2-0 for the other side. Here's the 2-1.
Well, they run into a good one. Stephen Wright, who's been throwing the ball well, continues to throw it well. And it looks like Gardy's trying to get as much out of Warwick Soppold as he can. And he'll lose him for at least a day.
Swing and a miss, and Bradley is gone, one away. Let's bring in Johnny Kane.
Hey guys, here above the Green Monster seats in left field, Jeimer Candelario had to leave this game in the bottom of the 4th inning with a severely jammed right finger. I want to take you back to that play. JD Martinez at the plate hit a sharp one to Jeimer at third base. The good news is they did do x-rays. X-rays are negative. Right now, Jeimer Candelario listed as day-to-day, but Ronnie Rodriguez in is his defensive replacement at third base, guys.
You know, with all the DL stints the Tigers have had, they've also had a lot of these little nicked up injuries that have kind of slowed guys down. And now Candelario again.
Yeah, if you look at that finger, you can see just on the exit right there that it was blown up.
And Iglesias will handle this one. Benintendi is out.
Like I said, that infield was wet. JD hit a bullet. Came right up and got him on the finger.
Here's Xander Bogaerts.
That's
hit a thunderbolt in the 5th inning, a home run. He went into the Boston bullpen in right center. 9 hits in this game for Boston, only 2 for the Tigers.
Boston's hit the ball well. Even the ones they haven't gotten hits on. You can see the potential of this club. See what the numbers tell you coming in. That's a good pitch right there. That's where it's got to be.
The Red Sox came in at a +90 run differential, which was 3rd best in the majors. And they're operating without Betts and without Pedroia these days, both on the DL. 1 ball, 1 strike. Soppold is up to 31 pitches in this relief effort. Two and 1.
The previous slider was a better slider. It's down. It had a lot more action. You can certainly see that when the ball is elevated, this Boston team elevates.
The home run that Bogaerts hit in the 5th inning traveled 401 feet. And they have hit a pair of them tonight. JD Martinez has the other one. Missed outside, ball 4. Time for a game break down Mickey York. Little Jose Ramirez with 19 home runs now.
He got a lot of sock in that little bat, I'll tell you. He makes clear contact.
Here is JD Martinez.
Yeah, everybody's getting a little deeper here. Remember, they went inside early. The first at bat came up and in on JD. And then when it got to a 3-2 count, missed out over the plate. He punished it. Left center over the wall. Put Boston up 2-0. Now it's 6-0. Now we're looking for a double play. We've been looking for a lot of double plays, haven't we? Well, it's 2 outs, so I guess we need that.
Shattered bat, look out. Soppold hit the deck. They'll get the force at second to retire the side. Well, Stephen Wright not joking around tonight. His knuckleball has been dancing. 6-0 Boston. By the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, for tires and auto service, everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Victor Martinez starts it off as we go to the 7th inning here at Fenway Park. It'll be Martinez, then Rodriguez, and McCann.
You know, having talked, what we talked about last inning about the Tigers maybe a little tired and running into a good Boston team. Just looking back to last Saturday morning, when Boston was kind of at a low point. They'd lost 2 in a row to Houston. They went over there. They were facing Verlander and Morton, right? The 2 of their aces.
Right.
They beat both of those guys. But the key, one of the keys, and this is one of Gardy's strengths, when they came in Saturday morning, their manager, Alex Cora, had a smile on his face. He was jovial. He was messing around. You know, you can't make too much of these things, so they get to extend. Turns out to be the first team to score multiple runs on Verlander. They score 6 on Morton. That hasn't happened in 2 years. Benintendi got hot, so that's what we're looking here for the Tigers. Maybe a little. Oh, look at here.
That's back behind the dish and 1 row back.
Looked like it was coming to us for a second.
Well, speaking of Alex Cora, we talked to Dave Dombrowski before the game today, and he said that one of Alex's strengths so far that he sees in his first years managing is that very same thing you described, his ability to just kind of take things in stride. They were coming back from their last road trip, had a lot of mechanical problems with their plane. They did not get back home until like 8:30 in the morning. And even though it was an off day, they kind of blows up your day.
Yeah, and they lost Mookie Betts as well.
Fouled off, but Cora handled it in stride, and instead of complaining and saying woe is me, he just kind of chalked it up to some things that happened throughout the course of a year.
Foul ball there, looked like it might have hit him. Well, you know, sometimes you feel like, you know, everybody gets tired and you can feel you get a little more irritable. Do you get like that?
Never. Strike 3 called. V-Mark caught looking. That ball looked up. And Victor, you can tell, wants to say something, but it'll just turn around.
Yeah, well, Vasquez really pulled that down. Watch the catcher's glove. There's a reason. He's got to give him credit for doing a good job, but Victor feels a little ornery like you right now. You told me you were a little tired.
Yeah, but every now and then, not now. Ornery.
Well, the point is the manager has a lot to do with that, and Gardy's very good at it. You know, you make your corrections, but you don't push the panic. It's not like you're going to run them out here tomorrow and give them early work, you know.
Right. You were talking earlier about how Gardenhire delivers a message to his team. Is there kind of a nuance with the way you do that with certain players, knowing your personnel, knowing their just ways of how they operate and personalities and things like that?
Yeah, some guys you can really just tell it to them straight. Other guys you joke it into them, and other guys you just really have to wait almost days or weeks before you approach them. You can just kind of sense the time is right. You know, probably had to do that in situations over your life. We all do, right?
Sure.
But you have to let them know.
One hopper to the shortstop, fielded by Bogarts, and Rodriguez is out 2 away. Let's bring in Johnny Kane.
Well, listen, I had a chance to talk with Jacoby Jones a little bit earlier today. Jacoby, much like a lot of these guys, have not had an opportunity to ever play here at Fenway Park, so he knows it's an iconic place to play. And he said he hopes this place is going to be electric, which it has been. And you know, he's hoping to get up on deck here, have an opportunity to get his first hit inside Fenway Park. But we've seen this with a lot of guys. First time coming to the plate, same time, first time you're ever pitching in a ballpark like this. It is special. And Jacoby Jones actually said he got to the ballpark earlier today, walked around the infield, took his own videos and pictures of the place.
Well, McCann has popped up. Not too many hits tonight for the Tigers, Johnny Kane, and that's going to be another 1-2-3 inning. Wright has retired 13 in a row. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. The 7th inning at Fenway Park, our first trip into this ballpark, Gibby. And well, the Tigers had some chances early against Stephen Wright. They had him on the ropes in the first inning. They just could not take care of him. And he's kind of settled in the rest of the way.
Well, he's settled in all right. With 13 in a row, 13, 14 in a row. And the knuckler is knuckling, and he's keeping it down. A lot of weak ground balls. And it seems like the speed variances are being very effective as well. But you get into these games in Fenway Park, they hit the ball well in 2 innings. JD hit the big one in the first inning. And where we're at right now, we're down 6-0. But I've said it over and over again. You can come back in this park quickly.
And the Tigers have 6 outs to work with as we play here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Buck Farmer has come on now for the Tigers. Pounded foul back out of play by Mitch Moreland.
I'm going to look it up tonight. This team looks like it hits the fastball really well. Ball side windows pitching change. Buck Farmer's in. 29th game. Has 7 holds. See the strikeouts, opponents hitting .327. He's had a mixed performances. Some really good, some not so good. But the more experience he gets, he's got good stuff.
One away, and the fly ball to left. Well, Detroit Tigers Game of Thrones ticket packages are on sale now and include an exclusive Tigers branded Game of Thrones t-shirt and a ticket to see the Tigers take on the Rangers. That's July 6th at the ballpark. To purchase, go to tigers.com/GOT.
I know that guy.
Hey, is that Sam Menzen?
That's Sam.
Sam, part of the analytics department with the Tigers.
It's always fun to get in a conversation. He's got some new stuff.
Bouncing ball to second. That'll be Machado.
So I was asking him the other day. They moved Castellanos to second. That seemed to be a good move. So then where would you think the next 2 positions would be that you'd want to put your good hitters?
In your lineup, 3 and 4.
I think he told me 4 and 1.
Really?
Then 3 and 5.
And the reasoning being?
Well, I'm going to have to get that.
Oh, okay.
That was a quick.
That's
well, I mean,
interesting.
they have, you know, formulas that they figured. That's why they moved Castellanos to second.
Well, that formula worked out because he's been raking in the 2-hole.
Well, he's been swinging the bat good, but he could have hit just as much in the 3-hole.
True.
However, what the data suggests is you're going to have more production at the 2-hole. So you're going to get more RBI. You're going to score more runs.
Hector Velasquez warming up in the Boston pen. Castellanos with 2 more hits tonight. In fact, he has the only Tigers hits. Farmer missing high, 1 and 2 on Brock Holt.
I can remember facing Tim Wakefield on a Sunday afternoon here at one of these games here, and sometimes the fans like to pick on guys like me. You know, can you imagine why?
I can't imagine why.
I wanted to win the game so bad, but they had their laugh. You know, they had their way of asking for a ball, and if you wouldn't give it to them, then oh boy, they bring out the big stuff.
They turned on you quick, right?
Oh, yeah, it's all a setup.
They turned on the big stuff.
This great ballpark, great community, good pitch right there, good inning by Buck Farmer.
Brock Holt punched out, 1-2-3. Tigers baseball presented by Pastime. Ram pick the stick update, and as you might expect, with only 2 hits, not a whole lot going on.
I'm hot.
Got a little -3 going on.
Candy, worse yet, Candy's got a jammed middle finger on his throwing hand. 2 strikeouts in air, so I may be becoming a jinx.
That's a distinct possibility.
That's what people have been whispering that in my ear. But Hicks, Mario, of course, got 2. And James McCann got a +1 there. Simo. Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. Stephen Wright, boy, he really ended up settling down. I think he walked 3 of the first 6 batters, only to settle down and give up 2 hits, both of those to Nick Castellanos. Has the Tigers hitters way off balance, way off front, and puts in 7 solid innings, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. He's shutting the Tigers out. He's done for the night.
Velasquez is the new pitcher, and he will throw a strike. Here are the particulars in the Wallside Windows pitching change.
2.12 ERA. He's throwing the ball good. 20 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Opponent's hitting .297 off him.
So Stephen Wright goes 96 pitches. And as Gibby mentioned, really settled in. The Tigers had him on the ropes in the first. A walk, a double, a walk. Runner thrown out at the plate. Tigers came up empty. 1-2 now on Jacoby. Jones a strikeout and a ground out.
Velasquez fastball split. His 2 main features.
Look at that, Gibby. First Tigers rookie to homer on opening day since Kirk Gibson. Little dive blown away, 2-2.
That was back in 1980, huh?
Sure was.
So that must have been against Boston and Bruce Hurst.
Good memory.
No, that's not really a good memory.
2-2. Chopper to the shortstop. Bogart's on the backhand. A lot of ground balls tonight. 1 gone. Fans, Fox Sports Detroit University days are back, and it's time to head to Comerica Park. Show your school spirit. Special packages include a game ticket, Tigers cap in your school colors, and a donation back to your university. If you'd like to purchase a package, or if you'd like more info, go to tigers.com. Zach Reininger now is tuning up. Here's Iglesias. Strike 1 to Iggy. Strikeout, ground out. Stephen Wright, before departing, was either getting the Tigers to hit the ball on the ground or striking them out. He finished the game retiring 13 straight, 6 punch-outs, and a bunch of grounders.
10 grounders, 6 punch-outs out of the 24 batters he's faced. That's pretty prevalent there.
He was certainly dominating tonight, if you can call a knuckleballer dominating.
Well, the Tigers have not seen a knuckler this year, have they?
They have not.
It's not like you can go whip up a pitching machine and throw knucklers.
Whistled foul back in the seats.
You know, Boston, they've got the nets there, but they're not nearly as high as everywhere else. You notice that?
Not until you just pointed it out. Yeah, they are kind of low. One and two on Iglesias.
This thing right here, certain memories when I was young is influenced. See this thing right here?
Yes.
That used to be a huge speaker. I mean loud. Who was the guy that used to announce here? Wade Boggs.
Oh, the PA guy.
Look at that thing used to be stacked with concert speakers.
Is that right?
And course, they turned it up when we were out there. It's like being in an interrogation. And he turned it up.
You know, that kind of resembles the water bucket you were drawing earlier in the game.
Well,
pictures will give you. 2-2 is off the plate.
Ooh.
3-2.
We haven't played the geese yet. They may be tired of those, or are they ready to try and make a run at it?
Well, why not? You got to use them.
Playing him for Guardy today. What's this goose thing I hear about?
Here's the 3-2. Rolled foul.
I think he's really battling here. So, fastball split. Throws a slider as well.
Velasquez was purchased by the Red Sox from the Mexican League. Slow roller toward third base. They're going to let it go.
Hit the bag?
Just foul. Apparently not.
Boy, that was close.
Devers had no chance anyway.
That's as close as you can get without hitting it.
Oh. Oh.
Some boo birds over there. I think Clarkie didn't throw it into the stand. Oh, they're screwing with him in the dugout. Look at here.
By the way, the PA announcer here was Sherm Feller.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. And Iglesias not going down without a paddle.
No, he's shortening up. 9 pitches this at bat so far. It's always good to get rewarded for an at bat like this.
To right field, where Brock Holt is positioned, and there are 2 gone. Well, the 2018 Camping World MLB All-Star Ballot is now open and exclusively online. Make sure your favorite Tigers are represented on this year's squad by voting at tigers.com/vote. Catch all the excitement of the 89th Major League Baseball All-Star Game presented by MasterCard July 17th, and it's live on Fox.
Nick's got to be on there, isn't he?
Got to be. Has to be. Here's Machado. Dixon shoots one to right field, base hit.
Good swing on the line. That's what they've been working on. Guardian wants to see this on the line instead of in the air. Look, he's getting on top of that. Clyde McClendon, Phil Clark, every day. Good result.
Do you have to work on a guy's swing plane?
Yeah, well, he's getting under it. He was dropping that back shoulder all the time. You know.
Yeah.
Drop the shoulder and then the ball goes in the air. And if you're JD Martinez, maybe that works. Got some pop. Dixon, I think they like him to be able to handle the bat and work the ball more in the gaps.
That was the first Tigers hit since the 3rd inning tonight. Martinez over 2 with a walk. One ball, 1 strike. Playing to pull, they are shifting on Leonis. Here's the 1-1. Pulled on the ground to second and scooped up there by Nunez. That'll end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Comerica Bank, raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. And by Tim Hortons. Purchase coffee at Tim Hortons tomorrow and send a deserving child a can. Back here in Boston as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Mario and Pemba, Kirk Gibson, Chris Wazalewski is our producer, Michael Odino, our director from Fenway tonight. It's 6-0 Boston. And Rafael Devers leads it off against a new Tigers pitcher and a Wallside Windows pitching change, Zach Reininger.
Zach's pitched on the 4th versus the Yankees in the first game inning. No hits, no runs. It's only his 5th game, so you know Gardy's bringing these youngsters up from the minor leagues, guys that have been in the organization, guys that have signed, and he's run them out there. He's given them all an opportunity to kind of get rid of the excitement and show their capabilities, be a part of the future, win some games right now, gain some valuable experiences, and who wouldn't want to be pitching in Fenway Park tonight?
Buck Farmer had a 1-2-3 7th. And now Reininger here in the 8th. Devers is 0 for 2, intentional walk in the 5th inning. Two and 2. Reininger was called up from Toledo prior to Friday's game against Toronto. 15 games with the Mud Hens. He was at the Tigers Ball Club earlier this year as well.
You see a lot of guys coming up.
Swing and a miss, and Devers is dusted, one gone.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed pitch. Tonight's starter, Stephen Wright, 96 pitches. You can see the numbers, 7 innings pitched, no runs, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks. The speed range, high of 87 and a low of 67. So that's 87 would be the fastball. 67 would be the knuckler.
Brandon Workman is warming up in the bullpen. Was actually just arrived today when Pomerantz was placed on the DL. Drew Pomerantz was scheduled to pitch the final game in this series against the Tigers. That won't happen. There was some thought Chris Sale might go in that final game. The Red Sox said that won't happen either. So we'll see who they go with in game 3. Vasquez is the batter.
Seems like a lot of clubs are inserting pitchers to give extra days rest at this time of the year.
Bouncer to the shortstop, Iglesias. 2 away. There's Dustin Pedroia. He's on the disabled list along with Mookie Betts.
Yeah, he's spent just about the whole year, and he came off for a couple days, went back on. I believe he had something in his back this time. He had a PRP injection, something in his knee. Played hard over his career. A lot of games.
He had a pretty major surgery that they felt he was over the hump on, but then when they got him back in action, as you mentioned, it wasn't quite there, so back to the DL they went.
It's hard to duplicate this game and how quick you're going to move, how much pressure you put on all your joints.
Right back up the middle into center. That's a base hit for Jackie Bradley, whose second hit tonight. Here are the probables tomorrow, presented by Wallside Windows. Blaine Hardy and Eduardo Rodriguez.
Well, you can see Rodriguez 6-1, so he's off to a great start. Blaine Hardy 2-0. He threw a beauty his last time out. Hopefully he can stay on that roll. Last time came really with a lot more ground balls, did Blaine Hardy. Get on that tomorrow.
2-out chance now for Benintendi, who is 1 for 4 with a steal. Benintendi came in hitting .447 over his last 12 games here at Fenway.
He's got a sweet swing, I tell you. He's not that old. Only 23 years old. First rounder, 2015 out of Arkansas. Runs good, good outfielder, good defender. Getting better and better with the bat.
Highly rated prospect who is really putting together a nice start to this year. 41 RBIs.
Pretty good pitch there.
Benintendi was the #1 prospect in all of Major League Baseball at the opening of the 2017 campaign.
Good run. 10 steals, 1 caught.
Flared foul, 2-2 on Benintendi.
Just look at Benintendi's swing right here. It's just got the leg kick, sets it down. Bat right to the ball. Look at that. Take a look at the side swing. One of the up-and-coming hitters in this game.
Swing and a miss.
I jinxed him too.
You did.
Have to do it tomorrow.
Reininger strikes out 2 in the inning, 8 in the books here at Fenway. Tigers coming up in the 9th. They have Castellanos, Cabrera, and Martinez. All right, guys, thanks. As we go to the 9th, last call now for the Tigers, and Castellanos leads it off. It'll be Nick, and then Cabrera, then Martinez. Brandon Workman is the new pitcher out of the bullpen.
Tommy John surgery in 2015, so he's just coming back. Pitched well in AAA, 1.55 ERA, a 1 WHIP.
Workman last year out of their bullpen, 3.18 ERA. That one hit the third, and Devers throws him out by a step. Castellanos hustling down the line. Tigers Red Sox continue with game 2 in this series tomorrow night. Game coverage begins at 6 with Tigers Live right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Tune us in. Here's Miguel Cabrera. Stephen Wright, the story of this ball game tonight in terms of the Red Sox. He retired the last 13 straight that he faced. 7 scoreless innings.
As Boston tries to fill in that starting rotation, they've got Sale, they've got Porcello,
Price,
David Price. Now they got possibly Mr. Wright. Can't go wrong with Wright.
I see what you did there. And tomorrow's starter as well, as you mentioned, has been good. Eduardo Rodriguez with 6 wins.
6-1.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Cabrera. Workman trying to close this one down. 6-0 Boston. Popped up. First base side for Moreland. And there are 2 gone. It's going to leave it up to Victor Martinez.
Rodriguez, he's going to be from the left side. So Nick Castellanos is going to be excited, huh? Hitting 460 with lefties.
Yeah, Nick has been awfully good against left-handed pitching, so the lefty tomorrow for the Red Sox.
Candy's probably going to be out, I would say, that jam thinker.
Vimar is 0 for 3, struck out his last time up. Blaine Hardy and Eduardo Rodriguez tomorrow. One and one. Little chopper left side of the infield should do it. Devers will throw him out, and the Red Sox will win game 1 in the series. They shut out the Tigers tonight by a score of 6-0. Now we send you to the Coliseum Studios. Mickey York, Rod Allen standing by with Tigers Live postgame.